Fresh.
There's no way. This guy is 28 years old. Yeah. Besides the...
One, Haram is 35. Who's a good blast? Orlando Pirates.
Come on, guys.
28, Lord.
On that note, welcome to the show.
Ila voice about nature. Welcome back. Onyango.
Yeah, bahangisazi
Unkumbuzo Lekhwati has always been old.
Yeah.
Even in his like teenage years.
He's always looked old, ne?
Yeah, he's always looked old. No, so kunjalo. Sizoba nama disturbance amaningi. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, yenye yazo lezi. Nathi kumele sithole indawo right.
Proper studios.
Yeah, but yeah. Steen, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
And today, sikhuluma ngani kwentana?
Yo, there's a lot happening before. You know what it is. Lava, name is so nice. You say it twice. Yeah,
let's say it again. Lava, the name is so nice. You can say it
twice.
Yeah, we've said it twice. Okay, fresh. How's it, Bafetu? Yini futhi space insane, yini futhi green insane. Inani ngalenda.
Ilezi zenza nesicela yini?
Babi lezi sicela inyama ye 2000.
Yeah. We got a special guest on the show today. Come, special guest. Show your face. Another special guest. Siyabonga. State your name, man. How? We are bringing 3,000.
Hi. Nyama 3,000 ayanda ikamalani.
Yabona? Ungena ngama helicopter bayamfuna up and down. Yeah. Pooping hair. Take for it. Yeah, we're gonna be cancelled.
Yeah, she doesn't like it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, she's the. Let me rather not say it now, Mabo.
Yeah, no. Cut. Yeah, no, man. A lot has been happening in there too. Yeah. Definitely just on a high note. Boom! Umhlaba jikelele. Monday till today, Wednesday. The talk of the week, the talk of maybe a bit of the weekend, starting the weekend, Sunday we're coming back from.
Yeah.
European Super League. The best team in Europe, the best team in leagues, the Bundesliga, Barclays League, La Liga, this league and that league, Italian league.
Yes. Yeah, it probably is going to be the talk of for months, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I feel like it's you find the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Even though vele seyehlile, talk your corner, but it's always gonna be at the back of the mind. We say that because we have to cover the basics first. The basics are that, take us through it fresh. What's the Super League thing going on? Yeah.
So basically, the big bosses, the abo money spender, the European superpowers, they wanted to have a breakaway league and form a league with only the powerhouses of the football nation.
Yeah.
So in that league, obviously we had the Big Six from the EPL.
Yeah.
We had the Big Three from the Spanish La Liga.
Yeah.
And we had the Big Three again from Italian.
From Italian soccer, yeah.
So now all those bosses, they came together and decided to form their own league. Okay, me personally, I do not have a problem with it.
Before we get to the problem and not the problem.
Yes.
When did these guys meet? Did they meet in Champions League night when they were versing each other? all of a sudden they're coming up with something. Did you ever see bosses together? Or what?
I don't think it's one of those back boardroom meetings that no one knows about, or those cigar lounge meetings that no one knows about. You know,
They were probably even playing golf,
yeah,
discussing soccer.
yeah, or sitting somewhere in a lounge, cigar and cognac, and then they decided, you know what,
Yeah.
F this matter, what, you know.
Yeah.
We are going to form our own league, you know?
Yeah.
And to, not even my surprise, I don't want to say my surprise, but it wasn't welcomed in a lot of countries. Spain are the only one, okay, last time I checked, Spain is the only country that is yet to say their teams are pulling out from this. Yeah. Italy, AC Milan was the first one to pull out. Then Juventus followed. So, yeah, Juventus followed suit.
Yeah.
And the Bona Juventus didn't just follow suit. Their boss resigned. The chairman of the board, he resigned.
Yeah.
And Ed Woodward at Manchester United also resigned late last night. So only Spain are the only ones who are yet to say their teams are pulling out of this. And I'm not surprised because, in fact, I think Barcelona is the only one that has pulled out. Yeah, Barcelona, I think, is the only one that has pulled out. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised that Real Madrid hasn't pulled out because they are the chairman of the Super League. Is the chairman of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know, so
he has to be firm.
Exactly. Yeah, well, and the one chairman has come out and said it is going to be difficult for us to continue with the Super League with the 6 English clubs that we were dependent on for them to be in the Super League so that they can pull attraction to this league.
Yeah.
They are gone, you know.
Yeah, so now it's just it's not longer like a Super League, it's a pub league now.
Yeah.
It's a pub league.
But then with that said, a pub league, when lovers, I personally did not have a problem with the Super League. I don't know about you.
Are you part of the investors?
No.
You are part of the investors.
I'm not part of the investors.
Part of the investors.
No. I did not have a problem with the Super League, simply because for me, it was just, sometimes when we were talking about Sundowns last week, that Sundowns is too much of a super force, superpower, or a force to be reckoned with.
In African soccer, definitely.
Yeah, they do not deserve to play in the PSL anymore. So sometimes, as you look at Spain, in Spain, the league title always interchanges between Barcelona and Real Madrid. Probably this year, in a very long time, we might see Atletico Madrid lifting it.
Yeah.
But it's still very tight.
It's very tight. Anybody can win it at this point.
But the league title is still contended between 3 clubs. It's Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico.
Yeah.
It has always been like that for years. Valencia...
20 years ago.
Exactly. In Italy, it's the same thing. Juventus have won the league for the past 8 years. They won't be winning it this year, but they've been winning it. Yeah. So you go to England, the league for the longest time has been dominated by Manchester United. But in most recent years, it has been Manchester City.
The past 10 years, yeah.
Yes.
There's been a change. It's been this team, that team, this team, that team.
Exactly. So sometimes those teams do feel the need of playing tough opponents like they are.
Yeah.
So that is why I did not have a problem with the Super League, personally. Okay, I get the fact that people are complaining that the people who formed the Super League are using their powers, their financial muscle, to form the Super League. You know, but I think the one people who are behind the influence of the Super League not happening, it's UEFA. Because UEFA, they are going to lose out a lot if the Super League happens.
Exactly.
You know?
Because they also play midweek.
Exactly.
Except for only final. Only final.
Exactly. So
now it's competition.
Exactly. So that is why they were pushing it, that if there will be any club that participates in the Super League, they will be fined or banned from playing the Euros or FIFA World Cups.
But now, where does FIFA come into play now? You know, how is FIFA affected by all this?
You must remember that FIFA and UEFA, they work hand in hand.
Yes.
So now, if UEFA is going to be losing out on a lot of money, let's just say, for example, imagine if the Euros were to happen and the Super League did go on, UEFA would have been forced to ban those players from their competitions.
Yeah.
So if you ban Cristiano Ronaldo from your competition, you ban Sergio Ramos, Eden Hazard, De Bruyne, all those superpowers in the league.
Yeah.
What kind of tournament are you going to have? Because if the Super League continued, UEFA was going to ban those players from their competitions.
Yeah.
So that is why they had a meeting with FIFA to tell them that you must also support us, because if the Euros, the Euros does not happens without those players, even the World Cup will not be a success. You know, because those players are crowd pullers.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but it was a big shock, definitely. One, this is my opinion. 70 years ago, UEFA Champions League is starting.
Yes.
The very same way Super League is trying to start now.
Yeah.
70 years ago, Champions League starts. It informs English clubs, how about the top 4, or at the time maybe the top 2 best teams in the league, at the end of the league, compete for a continental cup.
Yeah.
They go to Lutuzangiti, what you not mobilizing, is it mobilizing?
Yeah.
You know, negotiating with him, with
Yeah,
him,
yeah,
with her.
Yeah.
So they go to Germany, they go to Spain.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to all these countries in Europe. But let's start something Champions League.
Yeah.
So Manjelena is no longer a Champions League. Manjelena,
Yeah.
Lena is a football favoritism league. Lena fresh.
Okay.
There is no merit here. Lana is just based on who has the most followers. Not the no merit. We can't deny the fact that there's nobody who has merit in this league.
Yeah, but you know, Mina, if you're putting it that way, I did not have a problem with it. I still maintain. Because obviously, nangempilo ratos aslingani singabantu. Aslingani. Yeah, that's why you'll find like you'll have there are certain bars or lounges where unemali etize for people have to enter that or join that club. Just I'm making an example.
Yeah.
So the way that UEFA is so smart in a corner, they made the fans to look at it as something that is bad for the game. So they knew the only way they could win it is through fans.
It's through fans.
Yeah.
They made the fan important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so this thing was not hurting anyone but FIFA, but UEFA, this Super League.
Yeah.
So you find now there were people like Pep who were commenting on it. Super League, because it's not competition, you cannot allow it to happen. Competition is not a competition if you do not lose, you know. So for it's not a problem.
Yeah,
that's how they wanted to start the Super League. By were taking in these teams, they were attracting other teams into the Super League.
Yeah.
That's how they wanted to start it. This was their way of kicking out UEFA. But why am I saying that? As soon as there was rumors of the Super League, UEFA changed their format of how the UEFA Champions League would be played. They introduced a 32, sort of like a league format. They introduced that into the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah.
So you see now they're trying to make the UEFA Champions League more competitive now. So that even if the Super League wants to come back, they'll have a very difficult chance of removing. I mean, they'll have a very difficult time of removing the Champions League. You know.
Yeah.
So for me, it was hurting the pockets of UEFA more than anyone else.
Do you think UEFA is a monopoly?
For me, I think it is.
And
I think it is because, you know, if you have so much influence on people, like I was saying to you yesterday, if UEFA were making so much noise into kicking out racism into football, like they are making so much noise now about the Super League,
yeah.
we wouldn't be talking racism in football even today. You know,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be, because I was listening to a former Manchester City player this morning. He was saying the same thing, that he's surprised that UEFA was prepared to ban players who were going to participate in the Super League for life into participating in any of their competitions.
It does not make sense.
But they banned a player who racially abused another player in the field of play for 10 games. 10 games.
Nonsense, yeah.
You see, so to him it did not make sense, and for me, what he said made a lot of sense. Uguti, there's a lot of things that are going on with UEFA that
Foul.
Yeah,
Foul.
very foul.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you know, they managed now to convince the people that they should, but the chairman of Real Madrid is not giving in.
Yeah, but you know, under the circumstances, he's definitely going to withdraw. We can't have a Super League in a Real Madrid, in a Atletico Madrid. Big rivalry. What other team is left? I haven't heard anything from Juventus, Inter Milan.
Juventus, they pulled out. Even their chairman stepped down.
Okay.
Inter Milan, I haven't heard anything from him. I heard something from AC Milan.
Yeah.
They pulled out. So it's only those two teams from Spain and Inter Milan that we haven't heard.
But you know, this thing is a tricky thing. For example, you know, Super League, maybe we can qualify it based on, you know, when we play FIFA, the teams we play with, nobody's playing with Villarreal, nobody's playing with Malaga. Everybody, you are playing maybe with Real Madrid, I'm playing with Juventus. Asiye futhi asidlale futhi asibonisane futhi ukhethe Manchester United ngikhethe Manchester City, maybe ukhethe what you call Barcelona ngidlale ngani mina Bayern Munich, you know. And now people are saying kudos to Bayern Munich because they never wanted to participate, because maybe they saw the vision UEFA, they saw the vision FIFA, and you know, Bayern Munich is a team for the people, and Liverpool is not. We heard Gary Neville, Ashama, Maksagajalo, which Liverpool, you know, it had this thing, you'll never walk alone. But now
they are selling out their fans.
They are selling out their fans. It's not a team for the people, you know.
Definitely,
I mean, back to the FIFA thing, which, you know, go FIFA. We qualify, which, you know, definitely I'm playing with this team, you're playing with that team. Nobody's gonna verse me against a team in good championship. Nobody's gonna play with Norwich City.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, I was watching EA Sports League, FIFA competitions. All the players there, bebadlala competition. If he supports Leeds United or Swansea, that guy would play with Swansea, but you'll have the best players in the world playing for Swansea.
For Swansea,
you know. So it proves that these clubs that they wanted to include in the Super League, they hold very huge influence around the world. So people want to see them competing against each other.
Definitely.
It did not matter to them. It did not matter how the Super League started. For them, what was important was that the Super League starts. Because I also believe that it's high time that the UEFA has a competition. Because now they feel like, even with FIFA, they feel like they can get away with anything. You know. I mean, they are not fixing anything that has to do with how football is run, you know, like the racism issue, like when people are bidding for the World Cups, there's a lot of scrutiny that goes on in there, you know, but nothing is said about it because they are competitions, they have no competition. Excuse me. You look at which team the team that's going to host the World Cup. Qatar. It was there were campaigns that were going on during the international break. That Qatar, I'm not sure, isn't fit to hold the World Cup because it has what do you call this thing when there's power, groups are segregated, like when women are not allowed to work, only guys are working. In Qatar it's like that. Women, their voices are not heard. Only the guys are allowed to make rules there. So there was a campaign against that. How can you allow a country that is still so far behind in terms of where the world is moving? You still allow them to host the World Cup. What kind of World Cup is it going to be?
What kind of World Cup is it going to be?
Where women will not be even on the stadiums. So there was a campaign going on to support that.
It's a monopoly. Problem is a monopoly. They deserve competition. But that's gonna tear everything apart. I mean, not only FIFA, definitely. If FIFA is a competition, then what you might call it, UEFA deserves to get competition. Something like a Super League.
Exactly.
You know, you remember back in the day, like South Africa, Nakona, when the NPSL Ikala, you remember now there was a rivalry of the old league against the Dr. Ivan.
Yes.
There was that competition. But now, you know, in the face of people want to see one thing. Or I'm judging people wrong. I want to see a couple of things.
No, people, sometimes change is not easy to accept. You know?
Fact.
So, sometimes people, like I said, UEFA had a huge role in making sure that the Super League does not go through. And they went about it the right way by including fans into it. So that's why they won that battle. But if they did not include fans into all of this, even like Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, were quiet about it. It was going to happen. And if they were not going to be, if they were not going to accept it then, with time they were going to accept it. Because, like I'm saying, it did not matter how it started to these guys who were forming the Super League. It did not matter how it was going to start. The only thing that was important to them was for it to start. They were going to fix it along the way. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, no. Definitely that's let's wrap it up, man.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a big topic.
Yeah, it's still going on. We probably might come back with more stories about it in the near future. But for now, this is where we'll leave it.
This is where we'll leave it. But you can continue with my comments, definitely.
Yeah.
Have your say. Follow us on our social media pages. Spy2 with Fresh and Lovers on Facebook. Spy2 with Fresh and Lovers on Twitter. Coming soon on Instagram. Watch the space, guys. It's also keep more. I'm told we have a new sponsor. What do we call? Yeah, he's a guy who did, umsebenzi wamalogo wethu.
Yes.
Sponsored us with a mic that we are going to use as soon as after this episode.
Yeah, Tepiso Mureki.
Tepiso Mureki.
I appreciate it very much, my dog.
Yeah, company like Redbox Media.
Yes.
So shout out to him.
And please follow Redbox Media.
Yeah.
For all your, what do you call these things in?
Graphic design.
Graphic designs, all of
a
it.
lot of things. They do banners. They do all sorts of things media related.
Even the internet.
Yeah, even internet.
They can help you. So shout out to Tepiso Mureki. We appreciate it, my dog. Yes, and thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time.
Yeah, next time.
Fresh.
Lava name is so nice, you say it twice.
They say it twice again.
Lava name is so nice, you say it twice.